Hello everyone and welcome back to the Marseille View. I'm Stefan and today I'm going to be talking about VenteOM. So the rumours are back, the yearly rumours, they seem like they reoccur every year around about May, June, don't they? But yeah, the rumours are back that there may be a potential sale of the club. And what sparked these latest rumours is a French investigative journalist named Romain Molina, who has put out a YouTube video claiming that Frank McCourt, the owner of Olympique de Marseille, has been in talks with potential buyers in the last few months, and he's also revealed that I think that there's some sort that these potential buyers, are carrying out some sort of audit of the club, which I imagine is pretty standard. You know, if you're going to purchase a business, I would imagine that you would want to audit the club, the business, the business's finances and so on before you, and get a proper valuation before you submit any sort of formal bid or carry out any transaction. But I don't know anything about business, but that seems logical to me. So yeah, and he's also revealed that there's interest from potential buyers from Saudi Arabia and I believe the United Arab Emirates. So, I mean, we've heard these stories in the past. The club seems to be constantly getting linked with potential buyers from the Middle East, particularly Saudi Arabia. It's a sort of rumour that never goes away. We've had rumours in the past, in the last couple of years, led by a French journalist called Thibaut Vérésien. And we know that this is a story that just doesn't seem to go away. So maybe there is some truth to it, but these rumours are always denied by the club. You know, within a few days we see an official statement coming out from the club saying that the owner isn't interested in selling, and this is fake news. But this Molina is actually quite a respected journalist. He's done some work that's quite highly regarded regarding uncovering scandals in world football. So he's got a quite a good reputation, but he has spoken about VenteOM in the past. If I'm not mistaken, he's spoken about potential interest in buying the club a couple of years ago, but he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was not in agreement with the claims that were made by Vérésien over the last couple of years that the club had been sold. So we can attach some credibility to this chap and his claims, but I mean, since he's made his video, there's been I think a publication in La Provence newspaper and from the region, from the Marseille region, saying that this is not true and that McCourt is there for the long term. We reached out online to Ben Jacobs, a British investigative journalist that specialises in Middle Eastern sport and Middle Eastern, in particular, takeovers. So he's done a lot of coverage of Middle Eastern takeovers in football. And he's again said, he's been on our podcast before, I think about 18 months ago. He's said again that he doesn't believe there's any substance here in these latest reports, saying that there's no interest from PIF, the owners of Newcastle, who have been repeatedly linked to us. So that's a Saudi state-led consortium. And he continues to claim that he doesn't believe McCourt is particularly interested in selling Marseille unless an offer comes along that's just too good to refuse. And that's kind of consistent what he's always said and what he said on our podcast last year, when we had those strong rumours around Prince Al Walid from Saudi Arabia buying the club. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, these stories always seem to come out around about May, June. As I said, right at the end of the season, when we've got the Mercato's just about to open up, we've got the DNCG coming up at the end of June, where we've got to submit our budget and finances for the year ahead and sort of balance the books in line with the sort of French financial regulations for the league. That's probably a really terrible way of describing it, but yeah, so it's that kind of time of the year where we're sort of looking at the bigger picture and the project, so it makes sense that some of these rumours come flying out at this time. Do I think that there's any substance to this? I don't know. I think that we've been through this so much that just kind of exhausted now. Like, I'm not even that excited about it. I'm quite. I mean, I was always quite conflicted, and as a lot of OM fans are, you're kind of on one hand you're thinking we want this club to be competing again for titles. Everyone wants the club to be winning trophies. We want to be an elite level club again, but we don't have the money right now, or we don't have we're just not near that sort of level at the moment. We don't have the financial backing. But do we want to be that kind of club? We're talking about these links to sort of Middle Eastern, potentially Middle Eastern states investing in the club. Is that really what we want? That kind of Newcastle PSG model? It's a model that is potentially not compatible with some of the ideas that that some OM fans, like some of the supporter groups and things that have got quite radical left leaning ideologies. Doesn't really fit, does it? And we've all been so critical about PSG over the last 10 years, so for some people it's quite hard to accept this kind of interest in the club, and if that was to become the new owners, I think some people would feel quite unhappy, but other people would say, well, actually you would get used to it when you see your club signing big players and in competing in important games. So yeah, it's a tricky one. There's the other thing I think here, which is really important to consider as well, is that do we really need this right now? Because actually, for the first time in a long time, we're actually quite stable. The results on the pitch are pretty good. We've got a good president looking after our affairs, and we've been linked to good players. We're making good dealings, even though we don't have a lot of money and we're having to do a lot of wheeling dealing in the transfer market. It seems like we've been run quite sensibly for once, and we've got a kind of philosophy du jeu, a playing style. With the coach, I don't know, we're already on a particular journey. We've got a track that we're on, and do we need to be derailed from that? Is that not just going to destabilise things? I sound like previous president, hello there, but yeah, I mean, there's truth to that. Like, do we need it? Is this not just going to destabilise things when things are going actually quite well for us? I don't know. Personally, I think this will probably get denied by the club officially, probably today or tomorrow, and we'll move on and forget about it. But at the same time, eventually the club will change ownership. McCourt's not going to own the club forever, so at some stage some of these rumours are going to be right, whether that's right now or 5 years down the line, we shall see. But let me know what you think. Do you think that these rumours have any substance? Do you want to see a takeover of OM, or do you think that we're on the right path currently with McCourt and Pablo Longoria? And yeah, please do like and subscribe the video, and subscribe to the channel. And please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, and do check out our podcast, which is on SoundCloud and all your major podcast apps. And we've got our most recent episode, the TMV Awards, our end of season review, which is a great episode where we are looking back at the season there, and we're dishing out some awards for the best and the worst of Marseille in 2021-22. So do check that out, and thank you, and Allez l'OM.